So, what is the difference between a cheap steak and an expensive steak? Is it the taste? Is it the location of where you eat it? Or is it the portions? Well, today I'm going to find out, because I'm going to be comparing one of the cheapest steak dinners out there with one of the most expensive. So let's start off first with the cheapest. So for the cheap steak, I decided to go to Wetherspoons, and this one is called the Cuthbert Brodrick. It's located on the edge of Millennium Square in Leeds and is one of the more fancy looking ones, so the perfect place to go for a steak dinner. Let's head in. The bar is located directly in front of you as you walk in, and it's where you order from too. It's quite a narrow space, but there's a lot of seating available throughout. There's even an upstairs, accessed by stairs on either side of the bar. The upstairs is just as big as the downstairs, if not bigger, with even more seating, and it's where I decided to sit in the end, as you get a nice view overlooking the outside. The menu is big, to say the least. I don't think there's any meal they don't serve here, so you have loads to choose from. But the meal I'm going for is the gourmet 8-ounce sirloin steak. There is a cheaper one, but with this one you get a sauce and a couple of extra sides I would have ordered anyway for a couple of extra pounds. You can get it with an alcoholic or soft drink. I went for a soft drink of Pepsi Max, which was refreshing. So here it is, the Wetherspoons steak dinner, and I have to say it looks pretty appetizing. Let's have a closer look at what you get in this meal. You get an 8-ounce sirloin steak, which looks delicious with the grill marks on it, and I can't wait to try it. You get half a grilled tomato, again with nice grill marks on it. A grilled mushroom, which also looks to have some good colour on it too. Some garden peas on the side, that adds a bit of colour to the plate. A portion of chips, but you can opt for mashed potato, jacket potato with butter, or salad. I just went with the chips. I got a jug of peppercorn sauce. Again, you have a choice between this and a Jack Daniel's honey sauce. And you get 3 huge onion rings that look fried to perfection. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with the chips. They're a good size here, so not too thick or thin. I like the golden colour to them. They seem crispy on the outside. Let's try one out. Really nice. The outside is crisp. You get a good oily fried flavour to them. The inside is soft and fluffy. It's a great chip, but I think we need to try it out with some of the peppercorn sauce. That looks amazing. Let's take a bite of this. Delicious. The peppercorn sauce is a little sweet and salty. You get the flavour and a bit of a kick from the pepper. I like it. Let's move on to the veg, as we have to get in some of our fibre day. The peas are a nice solid green colour. It's a decent portion too. Let's go for a taste. They're a good pea. You get a pop when you bite into them, and they have a subtle pea flavour. The tomato is up next. It looks to be cooked well. It's got a bit of a charring on it. Let's see how it tastes. Surprisingly good. It's soft and juicy. You get the flavour of the tomato, but you also get a flame grill taste too, which adds an extra dynamic to it. Onto the mushroom. It's a decent looking one. I like that it seems to be cooked well. Let's taste it. Nice. You get a subtle mushroom flavour. The texture is soft and bouncy. You don't get much of a grilled taste, but it's a decent mushroom. Now for the onion rings. With these I can use my fingers. They're one of my favourite things. These ones have a great golden colour to them. I can't wait to eat it. So let's do it. Delicious. They're really crispy on the outside. You get that fried oily flavour from the batter. The onion on the inside is soft and sweet. I really like these. I think we need to try it out with the peppercorn sauce. That looks amazing. So good. I think it's time for the steak. So this is an 8-ounce sirloin steak. I asked for it medium rare. It's got some great grill marks on it. The edges look a bit crisp too, with the golden brown charring. Let's cut into it and see the meat on the inside. That is a great looking steak. Nice and pink in the middle. I think we just need to admire how good it looks. I've cut off a little piece to try and I cannot wait for this. So let's just do it. A really tasty steak. You get the flavour of the beef as soon as you bite into it. You get a good flame grill taste too. The texture is meaty. It's nice and soft, not tough at all. So cooked really well. Let's dip a piece into the peppercorn sauce. Now this is going to be an epic bite of food. Delicious. The beefy and flame grill flavour really combines well with the peppery, sweet and salty sauce. I think we need to do some combo bites. So this is the steak, chips, mushroom and tomato. Plus the dip into the peppercorn sauce, which is a must. So tasty. I'm going back for more. This one might be even better. Steak, onion ring, chips, mushroom and again the peppercorn sauce. I'm really enjoying this. And why not a classic steak and chip bite? I don't know what I was expecting for a cheap steak dinner, but I don't think I was expecting this. I'm pleasantly surprised. So that was a great meal in there. The steak was delicious. It had a really nice flame grill flavour to it, and I really liked the onion rings too. So the total cost of that meal was £13.01. Let's move on next to the expensive place. For the expensive steak, I decided to go to Miller & Carter, which is a nationwide award-winning steakhouse chain. This one is located on the Headrow in Leeds and is one of the more fancy steak places in the city, so the perfect place to go for an expensive steak dinner. Let's head in. The inside is, as you expect, pretty upmarket and towards the fine dining end of the scale. There's a maroon and gold colour scheme that runs throughout the restaurant, which I think helps with the expensive feel of the place. The menu is moderately sized with all the steakhouse classics. There are lunch and dinner deals they have available too, where you can get 2 or 3 courses for a set price, which is really popular. But we're not going for that today. We're here for the steak experience by the masters of steak. There's a little paragraph on the side explaining the award they received. So how this works is you pick the steak that you want, you decide how you want it cooked, you pick a sauce for your steak, you choose a wedge dressing, which is a dressing to have with a wedge of lettuce, and you pick a side order too. The one I'm going for today is the 30-day aged 12-ounce sirloin steak, plus a glass of Pepsi, which arrived in one of the tallest glasses I've ever seen. It was refreshing though. So here it is, the Miller & Carter steak experience. And what an experience I think this is going to be. How good does that look? Let's have a closer look at what you get. Starting from the left, you have a roasted balsamic beef tomato, the big 12-ounce grilled sirloin steak with a parsley butter on top, which looks amazing, an onion loaf as it says on the menu, so it's going to be interesting to taste and see exactly what that is. A pot of peppercorn sauce that I chose, which is going to be great for dipping things in, a side of seasoned fries, and a wedge of lettuce with a bacon and honey mustard dressing that I also chose. I'm going to start off with the chips. I've got a double one here stuck together. They're a good golden colour, they've already been seasoned. Let's go in for a taste. Really nice. They're crispy on the outside, you get a nice fried oily flavour, it's salty from the dressing, the inside is soft and fluffy. These are great chips. I think we need to try it out with the peppercorn sauce. This is gonna be amazing, I can already tell. Delicious. You get the creamy, peppery, salty flavour from the sauce, and that just complements the crispy fried chip perfectly. Well, let's try out the lettuce wedge next, as I've never had anything like this before. It seems like it's just a wedge of lettuce with the bacon and honey mustard dressing on it. Let's see how it tastes. That's really nice actually. The lettuce is crisp, you get the sweetness from the honey, a slight kick from the mustard, the salty bacon flavour, and the lettuce adds a freshness. I like it. I'm going to try out the balsamic beef tomato next. It looks like it's been roasted well, you can see the dressing on it, I like how red the colour is, let's try it out. A great tomato. You get the sweetness from the balsamic dressing straight away, the tomato bursts with juice as you bite into it, and you get that fresh tomato flavour. Now this is something interesting, the onion loaf. I've never heard of this before, but it kind of reminds me of a potato rosti or onion bhaji even. In fact, more onion bhaji I think. Let's see how it tastes. This was really crispy and crunchy. I think it's onion deep fried in a batter. You get the nice oily fried flavour, the onion is soft and sweet, it's pretty good. I think what would make it better is a dip in the peppercorn sauce. And I'm right. The creamy and peppery flavour really goes well with the sweet onion, and it mixes in nicely with the crunchy texture too. I think it's steak time, and what an amazing one this looks to be. You can see the lovely crisscross grill marks on it, the salt and pepper embedded into the steak too, the parsley sauce presented proudly on top. I'm really looking forward to this. You get an absolutely huge knife to cut it with, which is almost bigger than the steak itself, but a good looking knife nevertheless. Let's cut into it and see the meat on the inside. Perfectly cooked in the middle. I ordered it medium rare, so it's still nice and pink. It's making my mouth water just looking at it. Let's try out a piece with the parsley butter on it and see how it tastes. Delicious. You get a great meaty and beefy flavour as soon as you bite into it. The salt and pepper seasoning is perfect, the parsley butter adds a herby creaminess, and you can taste the grilled flavour too. The beef is soft and juicy, and it just releases more flavour as you chew. It's cooked perfectly. What a steak. I think we need to try it with the peppercorn sauce. This is gonna be amazing. What a tasty bite. The juicy meaty flavour of the beef really goes well with the peppery flavour of the sauce. The texture of the meat is great too, being soft and buttery. I think it's time for some combo bites. I've gone with chips, the lettuce with bacon and honey mustard dressing, and the steak, plus a dip into the peppercorn sauce. Amazing. But this I know is gonna top that. Balsamic tomato, seasoned chips, onion loaf, steak, and the peppercorn sauce. Delicious. And why not a steak and chip bite too? This is one meal that I would like to have over and over again and not even get tired of it. This is one of the best steak dinners I've ever had. I enjoyed every bite of it. I don't think there's many that can top this.
What an amazing steak dinner that was. Everything in there was delicious. The steak was great. So the total cost of that meal was £38.75. So which is the better steak dinner? Comment down below which one you preferred. I think for me, Wetherspoons takes it on value, but Miller & Carter take it for taste and experience. I'm gonna have to go for the expensive Miller & Carter one, just for the overall experience and taste of the steak. Although I'm probably only going to have it once or twice a year, but with Wetherspoons you can have it a few more. Okay, if you like steak dinners, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you in the next one.